Hello and welcome to this very quick video. This is about this new thing that has just been released from Walksnail. It is yet another avatar and camera system. This one is the AVATAR HD Nano Kit V3. On the back is talking about being the racing kit. Now, for those of you that are eagle-eyed, you'll have spotted that if we have a look in the updates, there has been a new beta firmware that kind of teased that this was going to be here. Now, we can't download it. This is the AVATAR 344015 beta that I posted about earlier today. If we look at the update record though, you can see that there are some massive changes to this. Big personal thank you to people like Shannon Baker and Steve Evans, people in the community who are working with Walksnail to improve everything. Shannon Baker is the guy behind all of the really cool fonts that lots of us have been downloading and using. One of the big issues with the older firmware in Walksnail is that it didn't support multiple pages, and you need multiple pages for iNav because iNav has a proper on-screen display. What I mean by that is there are more sophisticated stuff that needs to be shown that's on the second page, and the goggles need to be able to switch between the two pages to show everything. So, if you have been trying to use the sneaky FPV fonts, which that's who Shannon Baker is, and you've had trouble with maybe things like the artificial horizon not displaying properly, things like the direction to home arrow not displaying properly, things like the variometer not displaying properly, and a whole host of other things, it's fixed. So that's exciting, and again, big thank you for Shannon Baker and those guys working with Walksnail. I love the fact that these guys are collaborating with the community. New race mode. Okay, we'll get back to that in a second. So it looks like a much lower resolution but a higher frame rate. Some new camera options, which includes some low light noise reduction, which is cool for some of the newer cameras. And then, oh look, it was actually in the release notes. I'll put a link down to the release notes down below. It's in the standard download page. But that means that there is this new piece of hardware that has just come out that seems to be aimed specifically at those pilots who want to fly the Walksnail system but want to fly at very high speed in close proximity to things like trees, gates and other bits, which is kind of, I guess, what racers have been asking for. So I just wanted to make you aware of this. I have been on holiday over the last 3-4 weeks, had a wonderful time in Florida, and I'm back. So I have not had time to put this thing through its paces. However, I'm sure the usual suspects who regularly produce other Walksnail content like me have probably been able to get their hands on it and have a play. So if you have any other questions for this, then do let me know down below. The headlines for this thing are pretty interesting as well. They've obviously been listening to what we as pilots want. And what I mean by that is that there are a number of very interesting changes. I've put the 1S unit into lots of wings and then had to try and figure out how to power the thing. This will run from 3.1 to 13 volts. So that gives a much wider voltage range. So really that's up to 3S directly. It would have been nice for 4S, but 3S is a thing to set up. The power increases this is up to 500 milliwatts, which is great because those smaller units were typically kind of your 250. There's a 4.3 native sensor in here, as well as a 16.9. It has a metal-clad shell, so hopefully that's going to be a little bit more rugged. It supports 1080p, 60 frames a second, 720p, 100 frames a second, and 720 60 frames a second. Camera is the nano size, so it's at 14 by 14 millimeters and weighs about 3 grams. Two mounting hole options on here, the 20 by 20 and also the 25 by 5 by 25.5. And again, it is supporting the new racing mode that's part of the new firmware. Now, I'm very excited to see that Walksnail have brought out more hardware for their system and more firmware that fixes lots of things and provides the support that we pilots are asking for. This is personally why I am a big fan of the Walksnail system, not only because it works so well, but that community engagement makes me incredibly happy. It means that rather than me just having to deal with what the vendor wants to sell me, that working with the community and collaborating means that the product is getting better and better all the time and fully supporting things like the iNav on-screen display with things like the sneaky FPV fonts, having the ability to play the DVR back and have all that information overlaid on the screen, being able to export it, use third-party applications, It just feels much more like something that I am getting excited about. So links below to all that information. But again, if you have anything specific you want me to test on this thing, then do let me know. And as I work my way through this and start tinkering with it, I can try that out. Thank you for watching the video. If you watch my videos and find them useful, then please take a moment to hit the like and subscribe button. It helps the channel a lot. If you really like what I'm doing here, you can become a Patreon and support the time I spend helping others and get access to lots of exclusive benefits. Link is in the video description. Remember that all the videos on the channel are organized into playlists, so you can easily use those playlists to find all the videos on a subject that you are interested in. Add Painless 360 to your searches on Google and YouTube, and it'll help you find my content for any particular topic. Thanks again for watching, and as always, happy flying.